Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you how to do this DIY quilted zipper pouch sewing tutorial. It also has some English paper piecing on it. So I'm going to show you how to do this English paper piecing. We are quilting the bag, we're putting tabs on the bag, we put a zipper on that's by yard, lovely lining on the inside, and it also has a D-ring, so if you want to put a little wrist strap on it, and also it has an external pocket on the external section. So join me in this DIY quilted zipper pouch sewing tutorial with English paper piecing. Okay my friends, let's get started on this quilted zipper pouch tutorial. So what you're going to need are two external sections of fabric 10 inches high by 12 inches in width, and two pieces of internal fabric, which is going to be a lining fabric, same 10 inches in height, 12 inches width. So I am a quilter and I have a lot of quilting batting, so I am going to be using some quilting batting on this. You can use fusible fleece if you would like, but you definitely need something to stabilize it. Now what I did was just cut around this piece of fabric, my external fabric, and I just made it slightly bigger. We'll be cutting this off later. There's no point in making it exact right now and making it a two-step process. I think I'm going to be making some zipper tabs, so one of this is going to be for the zipper tab, and the other one I may be using for if I want to add a wrist strap later on. So these two are 2.5 inches by 2.5 inch square, and I'm going to also be adding a D-ring. You also need some pocket sections because I'm going to be adding an external pocket on the external of this pouch. Do not run away. This is not scary. And that is going to be 7 inches height by 9 inches width. I'm going to be using zipper tape. You can use whatever zippers that you want. So for my internal side pocket, my external pocket, sorry, on one side, it is going to have a number 3 zipper, which is just a regular zipper. And on the external of it, I'm going to have a number 5 zipper. So I have two pulls here. I am moving over to using zipper tape because I think it's more economical. And also this really isn't scary easy either, and it's so easy to apply the zipper pull. I have a video showing you how to put zipper pulls on, and I will link it right now, or I will link it in the video description box down below, how to put zipper pulls on. I also have my English paper piecing sections, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I also have another video that I will link down below, and I also will have this scrolling top. It might collide with that other one I've just told you about. I do my English paper piecing with no glue, so I will baste them on the outside and I'll press them until they are ready to be attached to their project. And I really do love English paper piecing, but I find it a little bit daunting doing a whole quilt out of them. So this is what this sewing project is all about, doing a quilted zipper pouch with English paper piecing. I also made this template for making a pocket, and it's 3/8 of an inch by 6 inches. I've done a few of these by 7, by 8, by 9, and it's just an easy way of getting that rectangle in there without getting my ruler all the time, and I'll show you how I use this. First of all, we're going to be using the external sections of our pouch. Now this is a quilted zipper pouch, so we are going to be quilting the zipper pouch, and I'm just going to be doing a simple stipple stitch. You can do straight lines, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to do a very quick and easy stipple stitch. I am not paid nor sponsored to create this video. I use my Babylock Soprano for my quilting videos. I love my Babylock Soprano. It's a great quilting sewing machine and great for intermediate sewers, to beginners. It's just a very great sewing machine to use. In my top thread, I am just going to use some like taupey colour to match this taupey colour fabric that I have. Don't worry about your stitch settings because they're really not worth bothering talking about. You control the speed of your needle going up and down, and the movement of your fabric by moving your fabric about, and how fast your needle is going up and down. So please just get confident with doing free motion quilting. And the reason why I like to show you these kinds of projects rather than going and doing like quilting projects all the time is these projects are so quick and easy to do, and the free motion quilting is really so small on them. So please do a project like this and get your feet wet into free motion quilting. I have my free motion quilting foot on. I have lowered my feed dogs. So you take this arm section off here, and then there's a button at the back, and it will switch these to the down position. And I just have some white bobbin thread because it really doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to show. I'm not going to show at the back of my pouch. It's going to be all stuck in that lining. So I'm really going to do such a simple free motion stitch. It's called a meander or a stipple. A stipple is a little bit smaller than a meander. A meander is generally like a bigger version of this, but basically you're just going to do like a river effect. So you're going to pretend that you're a river and you're like going along all this fabric. It's really, don't stress over it. It's really easy doing a stipple or a meander free motion quilting stitch. So let's go for it. Just keep your hands nice and flat on the fabric. Don't try and grab for the fabric. Just keep them nice and flat. And just do a nice simple stipple stitch all over here. I find sometimes just put some music on and just relax. Don't get stressed over it. It's really simple. So this is one section quilted. I'm going to do the same thing with my other section. So I'm going to quilt that. Now we have these two sections that I quilted. I'm now going to tie this up, and I'm just going to cut the excess of this quilt batten away. Okay, working with one external section of our zipper pouch, I'm going to fold it in half. Just probably about doing it the other way, and then I could get the iron on it and press. I'm going to fold it in half widthways. I pressed it with my iron so I could roughly find the center of my pouch. So I'm just going to mark at the top there and mark at the bottom there. The next thing I want to do is start attaching my English paper pieces. And you kind of want them to go like that because you want them going in a line across your pouch like this. So the hexagon, like the points are going up and down, so you can marry this one next to it. So I'm just going to concentrate on one at a time. So I'm going to pin. It's like, oh wow, I never pin, but I'm going to pin so it doesn't move on me. So with our English paper piecing, what we're going to do is basically applique it. So you don't want to applique it too far down on your zipper pouch because we are going to be boxing out the bottom, and you don't want to be too far at the top of the pouch because you have a zipper there. So you probably just better just above from the middle. So I'm just going to pin that again there. I'll measure it so you know exactly where I put this thing. Okay, so from the top of my zipper pouch, it's probably about 3.5 inches from the top. So once again, with my English paper piecing, I am just going to applique these on. You can do this several ways. You could satin stitch it on, you could blanket stitch it on, or you could just simply stitch it on. And with my English paper piecing on my zipper pouch, I am going to just stitch on my English paper piecing parts. Now, because we are no longer free motion quilting, I have now raised up my teeth on my sewing machine. These will raise when I start sewing. I've changed over my foot to my regular foot, and I've changed my thread over to a red thread to match my my fabric for my English paper piecing. If you are like me and you like to go really fast, don't just knock down your speed, because I will just start going really, really fast and making a mistake. So, and also I'm going to raise that pivot foot on my Baby Lock Soprano, and I'll show you what that does. So I'm sewing along here, and the moment I raise my presser foot up, or my foot accelerator, my presser foot will automatically raise. Now this is why I love the Baby Lock Soprano, and I didn't get the Lyric because I preferred this feature on my Baby Lock Soprano. I'm going to take that pin away before we sew over it because we don't want to sew over any sewing pins. And then just continue sewing around this English paper piecing part. Now go all the way around. Exactly like applique. There's nothing hard about this. Just go nice and slowly. It's not a race. Sewing's supposed to be relaxing. Now you see how that pivot key is really helping me? I have a sewing machine down in the basement that doesn't have this feature, and believe me, I know what a pain it is. Now friends, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew all of my English paper piecing sections all the way across my pouch, and then I'll meet you back here when I'm done. I'm going to stop with this many hexagons because it's kind of like a waste of a hexagon if I did another 2 at the end here, because I'm going to be boxing this pouch out and we will be losing kind of like this section here when it boxes out. Let's do the dreaded side zipper. Okay, honestly, it's not really that bad. Okay, so we are going to find out the center of this section of the pocket. I'm going to put the other pocket piece over there for the time being. And so I want to find the center of this pocket piece. So we've got this crease line here. And I want to find the center again of this piece, because we want to start adding the zipper. So I am going to line this crease up with this crease up. So both the creases are matched up. Now, when you're doing a zipper on like an external part of a fabric, you want to keep it away from the top of the zipper. So you want it to be at least about 2.5 inches below the top. So let's just mark 2.5 inches, which is about there. Can use just a regular pen, it really doesn't matter, you're not going to be able to see it anyway. So on this part here, I'm going to line, I've got my center of my template, and I'm going to line that with the top of that mark that I just made. And I'm going to make sure that everything lines up, and I'm going to do my rectangle box. Now my rectangle box is going to be 6 inches long by 3.25 inches in height. Now I hate messing around with a ruler for this part, so this is why I made this template. I made this template on my Cricut. So basically this mark here is going to be where you sew around. It's a little bit bumpy because I forgot to move my quilted piece from underneath. Maybe I should have moved that before I started. So you have something that looks like this, and then you're going to want to, from about it's about 1/2 inch, mark a dot, and then do a triangle at each end. There you go. Let me zoom in on that for you. Now, once again, pin this fabric all the way around, and you're going to take this over to your sewing machine, and you're just going to sew all the way around this rectangle box. So here you can see we have sewed all the way around that. Now fold it back in half, and you are going to cut right in the center. Just do a little snip. Then open it back up, and then cut along until you get the top of that triangle. And then you're just going to snip into the corner, but don't stitch, don't cut through the stitches. Oh, there we go. Not that stressful, honest. So just cut. get to the triangle and just go to the corner, but don't stitch through the stitches. Hey, look, you're making a zipper pouch. Can you believe that? Anyway, so you are going to start to push this through that hole we just made. So push all that through. You have something that looks like this. So what you're going to have to do is kind of roll the fabric. And then you're just going to have to get your iron on it and just press it so it looks like a nice open rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to get my zipper tape and I'm going to measure so it extends past that opening, and then I am going to cut it. So it measures about 8 inches, and this is the number 3 zipper tape. So now I need to put my zipper pull on. There's going to be one side that will easily open up, and then you basically just push the pull onto both sides. One side goes in easier than the other, and get them lined up. It's better if you get the tape lined up like that, and then I'm going to hold the tape down and then pull. See how easy that was? I didn't even have to edit it or pause it or anything. There we go. So that is your pull on. So honestly, invest in some zipper tape. It's not that difficult. Right, so turn the zipper pouch over, and then we're going to place the zipper tape just outside. Now for this part you can glue it if you want to. You can get some zipper tape that you can actually stick on here and it will wash away, and it helps you to stop it sliding about. But you know me, I don't like pins, I like to do things eyeballing. So I'm just going to take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch this down. It might be better if you change over to your zipper foot. So now you have a little pretty zipper on the external of our pouch, and we have to finish the pocket off. We're not quite finished yet. We're going to get the other section of our pocket and we are going to place it face down on top of the other part of the pocket. I'm just going to get some wonder clips here and I'm just going to clip all the way around. I don't know what's going on with me today. I feel like I need to clip everything and pin everything. There you go. Then I'm just going to sew all the way around. So this is indeed now a pocket. Okay, so you now have a real life working zipper pocket on your external section of your zipper pouch. Let's move on. Place your external sections right sides together. Make sure you know which side is up and which side is down. Obviously this zipper part is at the top and this hexagon part is more at the top as well. And then we are going to do a 1.5 inch box at the bottom of our bags, both on our external pieces and on our lining pieces. So a 1.5 by 1.5 inch box, both on our external as well as our lining. So you'll have this on the bottom of your pouches, 1.5 by 1.5, and we've cut them sections out. I'm going to prepare my top zipper and I want it to be a 1 inch less on either side. So I'm going to create some zipper tabs. So I've one minor correction from the beginning of this video, because you're going to need 2 of these 2.5 inch squares for your tabs. So you're going to need 2 on this end here, and then I'm going to fold this over so I know how much it is in half. I'm just going to take my scissors here. I'm going to cut it in half, like so. Now what we're going to do to make these tabs is you're going to place one of these right sides down to the zipper teeth. Then you're going to fold it over, like so. Try not to twist it. It's easier said than done. You're going to place that right sides down. Then you're going to clip it. Then you're going to go over to your sewing machine and you're going to sew over here. It might be easier just to grip these down here, and then we'll trim the excess off later. So we've sewed them down. Take these off, and I'm going to fold everything back, make sure it lines up, and then I'm going to sew across here. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Put that tab on and put it at the back, and then just hold steady with a wonder clip so it doesn't twist and move about on you. And go to the sewing machine and do the same thing. I'm going to line my zipper tape with my tabs in place with the external section of my pouch, and I'm going to cut away the excess of this tab here. I'm going to prepare my D-ring holder. If you've ever done any kind of bag making, you will know how to do this. I've just folded it over in half. I'm going to press it with my iron here. I'm going to fold this one in half. I'm going to fold this one in half. And then you just fold it in half again, like so. And then just fold it over, and that will be your holder for your D-ring. I'm going to sew this down here, the open part. Just take the time to match your thread and your bobbin up with whatever colour you are sewing this, and then put the D-ring in. And you can sew this part down also so the D-ring doesn't move about. Okay, so let's start building this pouch. So you're going to have one of your external fabric pieces face down and a lining piece face up. So they're going to be right sides together, like so. If for whatever reason your lining is just slightly off, just trim it down. Same with the boxed corners. Now in between these two sections we are going to be placing that zipper. The zipper pull is going to be right sides down. So it's going to be, so you're going to have your external piece. This is the external piece. The zipper is going to be right sides down. So all you can see is the back of the zipper, and then the lining piece goes over the top of that. So it's all sandwiched together like so. Now I'm just going to get my clips and clip this all the way across. I'll take this to the sewing machine and sew all the way down. If you find it easier, change over to your zipper foot. Now once you've done that, you're going to open everything up like so, and then we're going to prepare the other side. You're going to have, this is the external, so you're going to get the other external part that we put the zipper on, and then we're going to put that face down, and I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to put the lining section face down. So now this is what it looks like. You've got the external sections face down towards each other. That zipper pull is now facing us. And then we have got the two lining pieces right sides together. Take this over to the sewing machine and sew the quilted zipper pouch into place along here. Now what you're going to do is open everything up. So you've got the external part all open like so, and you've got the external all pulled back. You're going to have to tug this part down because it's going to want to go up. I just recommend just like zipping this up a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch down both these sides here. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to top stitch these two down here. Now what's really important here is to make sure that the zip is open. This zip has to be open. It's a very important part. So please don't forget to open the zipper. Open the zipper. Open the zipper of the pouch. There you go. I reminded you about 10 million times. Now, we are going to fold the two external sections together. And then you're going to grip them in place, however you want to do it. Pins, window clips. So I have hundreds and hundreds of sewing tutorials on my channel. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like. I like the comments. Let me know if you enjoy this project. I love comments. Did I just say that I love comments? Please comment. And I'm just going to grip all these into place. So did I tell you that I had hundreds of videos? And you really should subscribe. Go and subscribe. There's like a subscribe button right here. Just click it. Now before I forget, we need to add that D-ring in here. Now, whenever you're adding like a D-ring, like the ring obviously needs to be on the inside of the pouch. If you have a preference for where you want to put it, then put it to whatever side you prefer. I'm wondering if it should really be on the... It should probably be where the zipper opens. Yeah, so that's the side. So it wants to be on the external section of your pouch with a D-ring going inside and the raw edge just hanging out, and I just clip it in there. Now with the zipper part, it will naturally fold whichever direction it wants to go and sew it in the direction it wants to go into. Don't fight it. Okay, my friend, all I want you to do is sew around the pouch, leaving at least a 3-inch opening in the lining section only. So all the way around. Obviously don't deal with these squares just yet. I'll show you how to deal with the boxing. But so all the way around, leaving about a 3-inch gap at the bottom of your lining. Make sure the zipper is open. So now what we have to do is close up these squares. So basically you're going to go from this position here and you're going to open out your quilted pouch, and you are going to match the seams together like so. And then we're going to sew this across. Now this is why it was so important to open the zipper of that pouch. So now with this hole that we left in the lining, and I find it easier if you just pull the zipper open a bit more and you can pull everything through to the right side. This gives you one last opportunity as well to make sure that everything is stitched down into place and that you haven't missed anything, and made sure that your D-ring and everything is all intact and you've sewn it all the way through and everything looks great. So now you can close this opening up. So you just like fold it in on itself. Maybe better just to go to the iron and just press this, and then you will sew this shut. And then you can just push this lining down inside of itself. So come on guys, I definitely deserve some comments on this and some subscribers. I've taught you how to do your tabs. I've also used a zipper that's on the yard. Then this is a nice lining on the inside. I've taught you how to put the D-ring on the pouch, and also showed you how to do this adorable external pocket. So I make hundreds of videos. Don't forget to subscribe to me, like and comment, and I shall see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.